Hey everyone, Steven here. I'm just gonna come clean. I goofed up. I'm a real dingus, and I had the wrong microphone selected while recording this entire podcast. So, yeah, I did what I can to save it. I hope it doesn't sound too terrible, but just know that going in. Sorry.
Hello, it's the Vookcast. It's 2017. Everything's wonderful and happy. New year, new Vookcast. Hello, I'm Steven. I host this podcast on occasion. Also here with me is Troy. Hello there, Troy.
Yeah, I'm back to the first one introduced.
Yeah, well, I gotta switch it up. Get it?
I get it.
And also, we have Daniel. Hello there, Daniel. How are you?
Ethan would kill me right now if he could.
We'll leave the reasons for that out of the podcast. But yeah,
Someone save me.
We're back after a holiday break, kind of, I guess, which was mostly due to
we
me
just
having...
didn't do one.
I had a horrendous cough, and no one wants to hear that. But yeah, we're back. We're doing a sort of an unusual short episode because, I mean, I have it on good authority that we're going to hear something interesting about the Switch on Friday this week. So,
whoa, I didn't hear about this.
Well, I mean, I have my inside sources, don't you know?
So we're going to talk about nothing but Mario Run.
Yes. Mario Run and Pokemon Go, the Vookcast standard.
Meet Tomo.
But yeah, so instead of talking about anything that's been going on, because, let's be honest, not much has, we're just going to do a round robin of fun predictions of what we reasonably and not so reasonably think might actually come to pass on Friday, and get excited and talk all about that sort of junk. So yeah, guess we'll jump right the heck into it. Let's start with Troy. What's your first reasonable prediction for the Switch event on this Friday?
Now that I'm reading it in my head, I'm not sure how reasonable it is now, but I think it's a reasonable expectation is a better way to say it, but dedicated servers for multiplayer and better social functions.
I think at least the social functions, like, surely they have to do something better than the Wii U video chat channel, like what even was happening there. Surely they've got to do something.
It needs to be, you know, when you press the home button and it's got all your menus and stuff, there needs to be like a party chat or
the game needs to
much
keep
easier
playing.
Accessible, like on PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. Or like every other platform, you can like pull out of the game and just go to a side menu, start a party chat. And I guess I don't think it's unreasonable because they made an effort to focus on the esports aspect of Splatoon in the introduction video. So
it does give you an inkling, doesn't it?
Can't talk to anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, an inkling. For
okay,
sure
podcast over.
So I think it's perfectly reasonable.
When we were running the Splatoon tournament in the Discord, it was just so many disconnections because it was relying on local hosting.
I guess, that sort of reminds me very much of a Xbox 360 era, or like early 360 era multiplayer where we hadn't quite worked it out. And surely they've got to do it better than that. I'm going to say surely a lot this episode, I think.
Yeah, just what could possibly go wrong, in the immortal words of Bubsy.
Well, yeah. Do you have any thoughts on these ideas, Daniel? You haven't said much.
I don't play online much. I mean, for me, social functions is I want to be able to easily upload pictures or screenshots or video from the game I'm playing.
So like a better Miiverse integration?
Yeah, mate, I like Miiverse, but then if I want to have to get the photo onto Twitter or something, I need to go to Miiverse, save the photo onto whatever, and then, upload elsewhere. I would rather... I like the idea of Miiverse, but why not give me the option to upload to both Miiverse and Twitter or something?
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, because that's one of my favourite things about the Xbox One in particular, and the PS4 as well, like being able to take a screenshot at any time, regardless of whether the game actually supports it specifically, and then have that either on PS4 shared directly to Twitter, like right then and there, or on Xbox One have it automatically uploaded to like a website that you can access at any point in time later on. Like, you just don't have to think about it. Whereas with the Wii U and 3DS, you have to do that weird like p.nintendo.net thing or Miiverse or
Takes you right out.
Yeah, you just have to sit there for like 2 minutes just to get this one screenshot, and then you're like forgotten what you were doing by the time you get back.
Yeah.
That's pretty horrendous, but yeah.
We can hope. Like it's a mobile-ish device. It's not unreasonable to expect a screenshot button, I hope.
Even with social functions, it could be things like leaderboards and just like asynchronous multiplayer, like the Drivatar stuff in Forza.
That's an idea.
Who knows?
Cool.
Sorry, Daniel.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
You were going to say something.
I forgot.
Well, now you're going to have to say something, because now you have to tell us your first reasonable prediction.
I predict it to be region-free, because it makes too much sense for it to not be region-free.
It sure does.
That's the extent of my prediction.
It sure did for the 3DS.
I mean, you have to wonder if that was a big misstep for the 3DS, because I still know a lot of people are like, I'm not going to buy it unless it's region-free, and I mean, I know they're probably still in the minority, but it's frustrating.
Yeah, it's...
To me, Nintendo is in a position where they're on their back foot at the moment, and they can't afford little simple problems like that.
Like, I think, once again, comparing to the other platforms, like, I know that PS4 is region-free, and I'm almost certain that Xbox One is. It might be on a game-by-game basis. I'm not too sure.
It's a game-by-game basis, at least with the PS4.
Yeah, Vita is. I have a Japanese Vita, and I play all Australian games on it.
Mate, don't go bloody gloating about having an import console, okay?
Did you hear I have a Japanese Vita? At least I can play Australian games on it, unlike the 3DS, which is why you want it to be Region 3 on the Switch.
Yes. I mean, like, I get eShop and all that being region locked, but just, let me have region free. Just if I'm in Japan, which I will be again, just let me be able to buy, I don't know, Dragon Quest 11 or whatever, and then, yeah.
Or even just like, I don't know, it'd be nice to be able to, import games that don't come to Europe and Australia, or if they do, they have a delay. It's less common now, but it does happen still.
Well,
so,
like Tetris cross or versus
Puyo.
Yeah, or Dragon Theater of Dragon Quest, or just there's heaps of games on the 3DS. Like, what was that? Oh, I've got it, but I can't even remember what it's called. That one that's sort of based on Lost Planet, but
you lost me there.
It was they made it using the engine that they were working on for Mega Man Legends. It's like a third-person shooter game for the 3DS, and it's a ton of fun to play. But no one would be able to really play it, even though it's in Japanese. You'd still be able to play it if it was region free.
I'm going to take a moment and say I will adjust your prediction and add that the region free is for multiplayer as well, because that is horrible that I can't play Triforce Heroes with US people.
Yeah. I can't play it with anyone I know.
That's exactly why you need dedicated servers.
Yeah, basically. Well,
so that's mine.
I hope you are correct. I'm going to do one of mine now. I don't know, this is something that I've kind of been mentioning on the podcast a lot, but I really think and hope and think it's not unreasonable to expect that we will have a lot of the main sort of Wii U multiplayer games making the transition to Switch. Like, I thought of it with Smash Bros. To start with, because the way that they've set those games up, it is Smash Bros. For something. So it's like basically the same game on all platforms. They all get the same character DLC and sometimes the same level DLC, depending on what each platform can do. It just seems like they've set it up to be an extensible thing that can continue past the platforms that it's on. So also that'd be crazy to start again. Like, just do a Smash on Switch and keep what we have now, add to it, and everyone's happy. You don't have to learn a new Smash, and you keep all the cool stuff that's in Smash.
I think it'd be a good transition. And also, you got people who missed out on them because they didn't own a Wii U.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a fantastic game that people, as I say, might have missed out on, and so they can get people that maybe only played Melee or N64 Smash back in the day and had no interest in a Wii U. I guess as a side note, I hope that it has USB ports for the GameCube adapter.
Or at least it lets you use that adapter that already exists, or they start reselling it or something.
Let's hope. But yeah, I guess on top of that, Splatoon has kind of being confirmed. They've not really specifically said it is for sure, but it seems pretty reasonable to expect. And like Mario Kart 8 as well, I would love. There was that fake going around earlier in the week, but like the idea of having Mario Kart 8 but with sort of a new game's worth of tracks and new characters just makes too much sense to me to sort of build on this really fantastic foundation that we have and just make more of it. I'd be all over that.
Yeah, well, it basically would be a compilation of sorts at that level.
Mario All-Stars Kart transformed.
Mario Kart Generations.
Ooh. But yeah, that's my first reasonable prediction. I hope it's reasonable. I hope it comes true. Anything else before we jump back to Troy?
Maybe not just multiplayer games, but other games as well.
Yeah, well, I guess any sort of ideas as to specifics?
Well, there's just, I'm looking back at my library and there's a whole bunch of games that a lot of people would have missed out on because the Wii U just wasn't appealing to them.
I guess, well, I look at my pile and there are so many that I have yet to play. I've bought every major game I'm interested in.
Mirage Sessions.
Those are two big
Captain
ones.
Toad.
And portable Tokyo Mirage Sessions would be right up my alley.
Portable Captain Toad would be great.
Xenoblade, wherever you go.
Wherever you go, you have giant Xenoblade worlds.
I really liked Pokken. I know that's a multiplayer game, but even having that as a re-release with the new characters from the arcade.
Could give it another chance.
I'm almost certain that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It better. Because it was such a good game and it fell flat even within the Wii U community, I felt.
Yeah, like, I know, I said it before, but I basically dropped it because Smash exists. But, I guess that if there's, similar to what we were saying before, if it opens it to a new audience that maybe isn't as Smash entrenched or, I don't know, has more flexibility.
There's been new characters shown off for it recently, so I can't see why they would only do that for
the arcade.
Yeah, which is only in Japan, so I mean that's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually like a launch title.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So, on to round 2. Fight! Troy, what's your round 2 prediction? We're not doing fatality predictions just yet, that's later. But yeah, blow us away with your reasonable prediction.
I think Mortal Kombat is coming... New version of Street Pass. I think that was one of the absolute best things with the 3DS, and if it has it, I think that's Nintendo's way of saying this is replacing the 3DS. But it's portable. Street Pass would be perfect. Especially for home console games, imagine that.
I hope that they beef it up a bit as well, so it's like, hey, you can store up 20, give more info while it's passing.
Yeah, that all I think depends on bandwidth, but if they up the bandwidth, then yeah, for sure.
I mean, imagine how different things would be for the 3DS if they banked on Street Pass as its big feature instead of the 3D at launch.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Because, Street Pass has become its secret best weapon.
I would be... Yeah, Street Pass isn't something that I'd actually considered until now, but it is still portable. It's slightly less portable, but it's still portable, and...
the form function is designed around it, so...
I hopefully it would be nice if in the interim they found better low power modes so it has less of an effect on battery life. Like, it's not terribly bad on stuff now, but I often find that if I just leave my 3DS off charge for a couple of days, it's dead by the time I get back to it. Meanwhile, I keep bringing up my Vita, but that thing just lives for months because it does nothing when I'm not playing it.
Yeah.
It's the same as like the Vita or my PSP Go. They will be like,
or
still
even
charging it.
the
Sweet.
3DS probably would do the same thing if I turned off wireless when I'm not using it. But
Yeah.
it would be nice to be able to have Street Pass and wonderful standby battery life. Let's hope
But,
so.
I think they still, it's like your iPhone or your phone, depending on what phone you've got. How's Mario Run going for you, Troy?
Shut up.
Did you sign up for Mario Run notifications?
Yes.
Can we do an episode where we just do dramatic readings of reviews?
Oh, Lord.
Just make that a YouTube video.
Anyway, what were you talking about? Your iPhone or your bad other phone that's not an iPhone?
You have to charge them up at the end of every day, and I think with the Switch, it's probably not going to matter as much, because I can imagine most people will take it out, play it while they're out and about, and then when they get home, it's going to go on the dock, which will charge it up anyway.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely do that. Like, with my 3DS, I have the dock and everything, but I don't necessarily always dock it because, I don't know, sometimes I just leave it in a bag or something, but
The Switch demands it in a way.
Exactly, like I'll get home and I'll probably want to play the thing on the television, therefore it'll be in the dock, or, I don't know, it just has a place to go where it sort of makes sense to be, whereas it's I guess it's part of the hybrid handheld regular console thing, it just seems like it should live at home in its little
outside
dock.
of that, because home console games are typically bigger deals, basically, than handheld games. I think that the Street Pass should definitely have more of an impact on the actual game itself. Rather than like a side feature of a game, it should be something along the lines of how Amiibo works for a lot of games, where it's not a core functionality, but
It's like a
big
neat
part
thing
of
that
it.
adds to the main game rather than its own separate little thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the only thing that reminds me of is, like, in the Wii, a lot of games would use the characters in your Mii Plaza just to, like, populate audiences and stuff. Maybe it could do that with Street Pass Miis. Like, that's a very limited and sort of boring use of the Street Pass, but that's
Mario
all that comes to
Kart
mind.
7 do that with Street Pass, where it would put people that you Street Passed into the game, and then it would actually give your Mii as like a personality trait in a way, like, actually, comeback champion or banana bastard and things like that.
Banana bastard, that's definitely one of them.
Sharpshooter with the shells. Yeah, so if that's your play style in this single player multiplayer game, that would be added to your profile.
Mario Kart Drivatars.
Banana
Basically.
Pass Ghosts.
No, I made that up. I don't remember what it's called. But if you used a bunch of bananas, it will give you a title, and then in the game, it meant that your Mii in other people's games would get more bananas.
That's kind of neat, like a weird proto-Drivatar.
Yeah. Like, it didn't listen to driving behavior much, but like more item behavior, and I was a combat champion because I would always get knocked up to last and then
just
win
beat
in the
crap
final
out
lap.
of people with... Oh, comeback, not combat, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, things like that
would
be great, but we'll see.
We will.
I mean, I'd just still be happy with just like the Street Pass Plaza games, because I mean those are a ton of fun, just on their own.
As much as I think I'd like it, I'm gonna be a bad man and say I don't think it's gonna happen. But it would also be nice if it does.
If it were like HD on the TV, that would be great. To actually lounge on the couch and do it.
Yeah. Well, that's that. What's round 2 for Daniel? Fight!
GameCube title. What did I put in there? GameCube titles will be on the Virtual Console at launch. Also, maybe Mother 3. And all the titles currently on the VC will be out within the year, so they can start focusing on unreleased stuff after that. So, Virtual
You packed
Console.
a lot in there.
Yes, Virtual Console will have a bit of focus, I hope, because I like old games. I like being able to play old games on a new system. I would like to see Virtual Console be back in all its glory. Because, I mean, you look at everything that's on the Virtual Console, including the Wii and the 3DS and the Wii U, it's a fairly solid library of titles, and...
I'd have to say that the Wii would probably be left out, unless it connects to your old Wii controllers and stuff.
That's a good point.
I actually think it will. I mean, and I could see how those Joy-Cons could be like.
Oh, actually,
the
good
Joy-Con,
point. Forgot about the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, Joy-Con is sort of like a Wiimote and a nunchuck when you think about it, and I'm going to assume it has IR on it.
It seems as much like a Wii Remote as a Wii Remote is like a NES controller, like close enough that it's okay to use.
Yeah.
The only virtual console I don't see happening would be DS Virtual Console.
RIP your double screen dream.
Yeah, and touchscreen as well.
That'll be interesting. None of us had that on our predictions, I don't think, but it'll be interesting to see if it's actually a touchscreen.
Pretty sure it is a touchscreen, but not in the way of a DS touchscreen. It's weird. People hate on is it capacitive or it's?
Yeah, the DS is capacitive. No, DS is resistive, and everything else is capacitive.
So people hate on resistive touch because it only allows single touch, but it also allows a lot more precision. Whereas capacitive is a bit.
That's because it relies on your fingers, though.
Yeah.
Let's predict Apple Pencil compatibility with the Switch.
I mean,
do I charge it by sticking it out the side of the?
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I would like to see. I mean, the big problem with the Wii U for me at launch, Virtual Console wasn't a thing, and then it's like 3 or 4 months later, hey, we're launching it with Balloon Fight, and here's another game another week. I'm like, no, don't do that. Just if you want to do it, go all in with 20, 30 Virtual Console titles at launch across several systems, and then maybe go, here's 2 or 3 a week, and then just catch up. And GameCube will I mean, that's a lot of the rumours at the moment are saying, there is going to be GameCube Virtual Console on it, and I just want to be able to play F-Zero GX on the go, and and like Eternal Darkness or
Pikmin.
Yeah. I think on the Virtual Console note, I just really hope that they've learned their lesson from the Wii to Wii U transition in that every time you ask someone to buy a thing again, fewer people are probably going to buy it. And I'm hoping that they sort of worked it out that they can have the deals and stuff in place that's not just, I assume the Wii was they had to renegotiate everything for the Wii U. And I'm hoping they were forward-thinking enough to say, no, let's just make this contract that we can release Virtual Console stuff on all future platforms instead of having to renegotiate everything and do the drip feed for a third time, which I think it would honestly turn me off the Virtual Console, I think.
You know what would be cool if they could do with this Virtual Console, Stephen?
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, and then everyone else brings their Switch over and they can link them up like a virtual Game Boy Advance.
Please. Please. I'm going to have Crystal Chronicles music in one of these breaks because you've reminded me of it, and the music in that game is just beautiful.
So good.
Well, yeah, I sincerely hope this happens.
I have way too many Virtual Console games.
Yeah.
But at least they don't take up space on the shelf.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at the Wii Virtual Console to Wii U, and there's still we didn't get any Square Enix games outside of some Game Boy Advance stuff. There was no Secret of Mana released on the Wii U Virtual Console or the Final Fantasy games.
Honestly, I think with Rewind, going back to Cloud being released in Smash Brothers, that was a big thing between Square Enix and Nintendo. So hopefully this means something with the Switch. Because they've already said that they're supporting it, aren't they? They were in that big
Dragon
list.
Quest 11. Dragon Quest 11, that's happening for it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about real games.
Don't say that to Daniel.
Alright.
He's dedicated his life to Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Okay, but outside of Dragon Quest.
As someone who is loving Final Fantasy 15 at the moment, I still think I prefer Dragon Quest, just for how Final Fantasy is a great great expensive meal, where Dragon Quest, it's a nice homemade lasagna your mum makes. It just hits the spot every time you have it. It's delightful.
But imagine having both.
Lasagna in Final Fantasy 15, and if so, does it look incredible?
I haven't seen it, but if it is in there, it would.
Come up with a new recipe
out of cup noodle.
I would like to see a
noodle is the
return
best.
to I would like to see a return to whatchamacallit, something like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but because on the Wii that series did all right with My Life as a King and My Life as a Dark Lord, but then it's
My Life as King was great.
Did you play Dark Lord?
No.
You like tower defense games, don't you?
Yeah.
So, are you going to go out and buy My Life as a Dark Lord now? It's a tower defense. It's tower defense.
You're very demanding.
Not right
No,
now,
'cause
but
I
I
know-
will look into it.
Because it's and it's really fun. And it sort of actually plays in as well because it does tie into the story of My Life as a King. But then Crystal Bearers happened and it sort of lost all momentum that series had.
But imagine My Life as King with a proper controller. Because the controls in that game were a little wonky, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, I wonder if that's a thing they would do, like WiiWare Virtual Console.
Ooh.
Ton of games on there that Lost Winds, because I can play all of these on my Wii U anyway through Wii mode, but
I think the thing I would mostly like is to be able to get the Castlevania and Contra rebirths without weirdly switching to the UK store, because I think I just lost. I bought those games by doing the weird region switch, but I think I just lost them by transferring my Wii over to the Wii U.
I still got them on mine, but
Okay.
I left mine on a UK setting, I guess. I do know Contra didn't come out here, but the other two did definitely come out in Australia.
Oh, well.
It's just we're funny about Contra for some reason.
I want to play Contra again. That was good fun.
It's so much fun playing that.
Anything more on Virtual Console?
It's like a good dog. It's good.
It's like a good dog. It takes a long
good.
time to get anything released.
I just don't want to see them piecemeal it out one at a time. And I mean, the other thing I put in there is for Mother 3. Like, if they had that at launch, just, whoa. Because apparently it was...
They've
was
done
it
the
Laura?
Earthbound and then the Mother 1 or Earthbound Origins. They've
Beginnings.
could be leading. Yeah, that's the one. Could be leading to something.
Was it Laura Kay or whatever their name's, Emily, who said that that's going to happen? Like, it was close to happening on the Wii U, but they sort of backed off and then...
I think
saved
that
it
might
for the
be an
Switch.
Emily Rogers thing, but yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I think it's a Nintendo hardcore fan desire, though, so...
Yeah.
But that's the stuff you need to be doing at launch. Getting your hardcore fans on board, using them as your marketing tool.
Oh, for sure. But when I say hardcore, I mean, like, ultra hardcore, because Earthbound is just not a giant franchise.
People that listen to Nintendo podcasts hardcore, you have to be a special
Hello.
person for that. Hi. I guess I will move on to my final reasonable prediction. I think that we will find out what Retro Studios have been up to since 2013 in Tropical Freeze. I don't know what it is. Might
Extended
be Metroid,
holiday.
It might not. Could be an extended holiday. They earned it. Maybe they went to a
Two
tropical holiday.
rock for the Switch.
I mean, you joke, but shooting dinosaurs would be fun.
Retro Studios is made up of the guys from Iguana.
Yes, I did find that out recently, and it kind of blew my mind a little bit. How the same.
What did Iguana do?
Turok.
Oh,
And when you know that, then you look at the games, you're like, oh yeah, I can see it. Well, like you can sort of see the space pirate designs look a little bit like the Dinoids or whatever the hell they're called from Turok. They got.
And I guess you can vaguely It's been a very long time since I played any of the N64 Turok games, but from memory, the levels were fairly open and exploratory, which maybe could have been a sign of things to come, unless I'm completely wrong.
I think that's kind of why I enjoyed Federation Force a bit, because it reminded me of an N64 shooter.
Every episode has to bring that up. It's our curse.
What, Federation Force?
Yes.
Well, it's either that or we can talk about a game involving a baby.
The baby? The baby.
That was a pre-Troy in-joke. Goodness me. Bringing back some deep cuts from Vookcast lore.
Is it an in-joke? That's literally what I named my Samus amiibo.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, you're clearly one of us.
No, I still think that's a good game.
So yeah,
What?
I have no idea what Retro have been up to.
Yeah.
I mean, Metroid seems like the easy guess, but maybe it's something completely different. Who knows? But
I mean, what they did Metroid Prime, right?
they did. Yes.
Yeah. So they could do 3D and first person, and then they did Donkey Kong Returns, so they can do 2D.
That
So
would
it's
be
like-
fun.
I mean,
Either it's going to be one of them, or it's going to be like what else can they do?
Another
4D.
It's just like you have to smell every, I don't know, every element of Zebes.
Star Tropics from Retro Studios.
It's a cartridge that you put the Donkey Kong in, and then your room smells like bananas. You know,
Stunt Race FX from Retro Studios.
random tangent on that. When I was a kid and I saw in the catalogs and it had on Game Boy Donkey Kong Land, and it said like banana yellow cartridge. For some reason, as a kid, I just took that as all the bananas in the game were going to show up in yellow on my black and white Game Boy.
Oh, that's so precious. I'm so sorry for young you being disappointed at the horrible green bananas.
I didn't even get the game. I just saw that and I'm like, oh, that's cool. How do they do that? And then it's like, here's the Game Boy Color. And I'm like,
oh. It does yellow.
Anyway, completely off topic.
Well, clearly, that's what Retro are going to do. Yellow bananas on the Switch.
That smell like...
I mean, I kind of want to see them
bananas.
do something... I want to see them do something different. Like, I enjoyed Tropical Freeze, and the Metroid Prime games are great, but I think they should try something else.
What if they do the next Earthbound?
Oh,
no.
Bringing that back.
It's not going to happen, though. But just because they need Itoi to be involved in them, and I don't think he'd be open to working with a Western studio.
Or working anymore.
Yeah, but, I mean... It'd be nice to see them do something brand new. But I don't think that would happen.
Like new IP level?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Well, I guess we'll see if they do anything. We'll find out about it on Friday.
Friday, getting down on Friday.
Switchmas is on Friday.
That's going to be a busy day.
Now that we've gone completely crazy... Let's go nuts, wacko, bananas. Let's just go completely bonkers. And let's go with some predictions that we think are completely unreasonable, definitely not going to happen, but maybe they will. I think that's a good way of describing it. So what's your out there, outer space prediction, Troy?
Prediction.
Let's go make some crazy predictions. Here we go.
Woohoo! God damn it.
Play Fighters Switch.
Who's first? Am I first?
Let's do this.
Things got crazy.
Who's on second?
No.
What?
Who's on first?
Who was on second?
Alright, first place. Okay, let's go Troy. Let's keep it the same order.
I typed it in all caps, so built-in LTE connectivity. So like the Vita connected to 3G and stuff.
Because that worked well.
I mean, the technology is a lot better these days.
Yeah, we actually have LTE connectivity, and that could be interesting.
And gaming actually does not take that much data. It would be things like patches and downloads that they probably block.
Yeah, they can keep
actual
that when
gaming
you're at home.
You know, as long as there's a warning saying, you know, it's on you if you disconnect and lose and everything.
Yeah.
I have played Steel Diver Sub Wars over 4G a few times, so...
Yeah.
I guess not. I don't know, I really liked the idea of a mobile-enabled Vita, because that's the only other thing that's ever really had it. But just I don't know, being able to unlock trophies or update leaderboards or, whatever else over
just
a
get
3G
messages
connection.
and stuff. Imagine Pokemon Go on it.
Yeah, just just playing Pokemon battles in the middle of nowhere, except as long as you have mobile coverage. It would just enable a lot of neat little things that don't necessarily mean giant patch downloads, but everything else, as you say, doesn't take up much data. So I think I'd be opposed to yet another LTE plan. I don't know that I'd want to pay for it, but I really like the idea.
I was talking to Vook the other day about this, is if they're small enough, maybe you don't need to be on a plan?
I guess, the only
it really is
I can
tiny
think of is, the Kindle does that. If you get the 3G version, then you can download books unlimited at any time, anywhere you have coverage, because books are small. They don't take up much data, so
They're in the kilobytes and megabytes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think there's all of 4 gigs in an entire Kindle, and I'm not even 1 gig in after having mine for like 5 years. So, yeah, they don't take up much data. So maybe if Nintendo are super generous, that would be cool.
Well, it would be a good way of really capturing people and emphasizing the mobile part of it.
Yeah, it would definitely allow a lot of the new kinds of games that have been sort of able to happen because of the always connected mobile phone. Like, not that I'm saying I want to have garbage throwaway mobile games on it, but there are good examples of games that use always online stuff that could be a cool thing to have on the Switch, I guess.
Yeah, it's totally crazy, but imagine it.
Thoughts, Daniel?
No.
Cool.
It sounds cool, but I mean, look, I'm not really an online gamer, so.
But I mean, even would it be nice to, I don't know, I could send you a message on your Switch and you'd get it on the train because you don't have a phone. You do.
Send it to me over Facebook.
I want to bring up the Discord again. Imagine we do a Mario Kart night and people are like, oh, I'm not home yet, so I'll join on the Switch on the way home. Like I'm taking a bus or something.
And a Discord app on the Switch runs in the background.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Boom, there
so
we
that
go.
means it's not going to happen.
Yeah, of course. But if they had better social functions, then that could help make up for the loss of a Discord app.
I guess it depends on the OS that it's running. Imagine if it was running like a modified Android or something like that.
Which
just
people
sideload it.
thought might be possible. Like, it would make sense. It could just be in any sort of major OS that does some sort of multitasking. I'm sure they could limit it to certain apps that don't take up much like CPU and memory. But yeah, that would be awesome to just have background chat apps, background music apps.
Spotify, but that'll be PlayStation only.
Ugh.
Anyway, that's my
I have no
basic
hope of
prediction.
Apple Music on Switch. Well, crazy Daniel, what's your bananas prediction?
Everyone's talking about Wii U titles getting a second chance on life on the Switch.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not about console games. I'm about
Really?
portable games.
Wow.
I'm about portable games that I've really enjoyed, and I want to see them do well. And I'm talking the best portable game that no one gave a crap about, codenamed Steam.
If I didn't see that in the show notes already, I would have predicted that would be the first thing you said anyway.
I mean, not just that. Stuff like Shin Megami Tensei 4, or like, Steel Diver Sub Wars, thinking of online games.
Or the Denpa Men, they come in waves. Now with mobile waves.
That could work, because the way that game works is it detects Wi-Fi signals for capturing new Denpa Men. That could work. But I mean, there's a lot of games on the 3DS I want to see get a second chance of life. And even though the 3DS has done well, I still think it's a platform that's by and large been ignored from a lot of people. I look at, I'm playing Seventh Dragon Code V.
Seventh Dragon 3 Code VFD.
Yeah, okay.
Gesundheit.
And IGN didn't even review that. Or like Etrian Mystery Dungeon, they didn't review that either. And there's a lot of games on the 3DS that just sort of got ignored by proxy of being on a portable system.
Too much water?
I'd like to... Huh?
Too much water. That's why IGN didn't review them. Continue.
I am on painkillers at the moment, mate.
That's okay.
Just be careful. FYI, everyone listening, I have the worst toothache at the moment, so I am fading in and out. But yeah, Etrian Mystery Dungeon and just all these really good 3DS games, I want to see them get a second chance of life on the Switch. Because there are some really, really great games on there, and I think something like Codename Steam, done at a HD quality and presented a bit better, could go over a lot better than it did on the 3DS. And all of these games are made using HD assets. I've seen people use
HD emulators.
Yeah, on the DS, and it's amazing the work that goes into these games for it just to be scaled down to a DS. And I imagine it's the same for the 3DS.
Yeah, it definitely is. You've seen those screenshots of Pokemon Sun and Moon in 1080p, and they look gorgeous. And then I cry when I look at them on my 3DS, but then I understand it's a compromise and that's what they have to do. But anyway.
And I mean, yeah, so that's my crazy prediction that I really hope happens. Just,
Yeah, I like the
SMT4,
idea.
definitely.
Yeah, I was just literally going to bring that up. Like, that's a game that I want to play. It's been on my 3DS for a long time, but it's just
which one?
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Yeah.
Like, I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet, and I fear that I won't by the time the Switch comes out. And I have... it's not that I don't go back and play old games, but I don't often.
It's hard.
Yeah, if there's new stuff, it's hard to go back to... Just like last gen, it's not old nostalgic retro yet, and it's not current. It's sort of in that weird middle ground where I don't really think about it anymore.
I mean, outside of DS, I don't play a lot of retro stuff, which is strange for someone who buys as much Game Boy games as I do. I'm like, I'll play them, and it's more of a hoarder mentality with those. Whereas, that gets back to why I like the Virtual Console, because I'll actually play them then, because it's on a system that's with me at all times, and, I'm just looking at my 3DS collection now, and there's like so many just games on there, like, Rune Factory, or Yoko Watch 2, or just whatever that I haven't played, and it'd be great for them to. Like, I am accepting that the 3DS is that the Switch, is not going to be backwards compatible, but I'm an idiot. I'd buy these games again.
Yeah, I'd buy some 3DS games again just to have a chance to actually play them, I think. Yeah, that's... I don't know if that's not super crazy. It's a little bit...
there is that rumour about Pokemon Stars, so...
Oh, yeah, that's been going around.
I mean, and imagine, like, Kid Icarus Uprising. It's still easily one of my favourite games on the 3DS.
Give that shit dual analog.
It's so much better with twin stick.
All over it. Yes.
I mean, they need to reconfigure it, because the game is made... Like, you can get a lot of speed in turning using the stylus controls. So it needs to be slowed down a bit in places. But even then, just tweak the gameplay a bit, and that would be so much fun to play on a console.
Please, Sakurai, please.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems pretty... I like that idea of the whole 3DS coming to it. I guess we'll finish.
Definitely Codename Steam, though, because that is the greatest game ever.
Because that'll sell the machine to the masses.
It was a good game.
Thank you, Troy. I'm glad you're here. You have replaced Stephen as my favourite person on the podcast with me.
Took me long enough.
Well,
said the magic words.
As the least liked person on the podcast, I'm
when are we doing our Discord? Discord night for Codename Steam.
I'll do one just for you, okay?
Oh,
we'll work it out.
So what's the last prediction, Stephen?
Yeah, my one, it kind of ties in maybe with the last one about retro, maybe not. Who knows? But I predict I'm going to go bonkers crazy bananas and say there's going to be a Metroid game. It'll have Samus as the main character. She'll be going around isolated locations without friends. And it'll be in 2D. It won't be a Prime. It'll be a 2D Metroid game. And it'll be on the Switch. Why can't
Prime be in 2D?
Because that's specifically their 3D nickname.
Yeah, gosh, Daniel. Gosh.
So is Prime Pinball 2D or 3D?
It's 3D.
Damn, Daniel.
There's left and right and tilt.
Yes. But yeah, I would love that to happen. I played Super Metroid a few years ago, and I think I kind of fell in love with Metroid as a result of Fusion. Then I went and played Zero Mission when that came out, and played Super Metroid recently. And I haven't played it yet, but AM2R looks kind of incredible from everything I've heard from people who have played it. I want a 2D Metroid game. That could be really awesome, even if it was just like a weird little side project eShop thing. That would be awesome, and I feel like it's less likely than a 3D one, so that's why it's a crazy out there prediction.
We need a 2D Metroid game, and it needs to be... Now, I liked the gameplay aspects of Other M. The story and setting was a bit bleh, but...
Yep.
That's
no arguments here.
Yeah. Something along that, even, blending the two. Especially with the Joy-Cons or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
I could
2D,
see what
it needs
they
that
were
isolation.
trying to do. Yeah, it's not it's not without merit, and we talked about it a whole bunch on an entire VCR episode years ago, but like that, I wouldn't be entirely against that. I think I'd prefer it to just be a straight up 2D Metroid rather than a weird pseudo 2D Metroid, but I would take that if it wasn't done by Team Ninja. I'd be okay with it.
They weren't the issue, from what I understand. They actually did the gameplay parts, which were awesome, and then it was... I can't remember his name. But he has the crazy long hair.
Baby McBabyton.
Sakamoto?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
He's the Metroid guy.
Yeah, he's like, no, Samus was always a vulnerable figure, and it's just like, no, Metroid game wasn't really about Samus so much as the isolation. But I think...
Hopefully they learn their lesson from Other M and don't do that again.
I just hope that they apply this, like with the new Zelda, Breath of the Wild, it feels like they're understanding the philosophy of what made the original feel like it did, and how to recapture that in modern gaming terms. If they can do that with Metroid, with the isolation and the music and atmosphere, and obviously the classic Metroidvania gameplay.
I think it's probably a hackneyed comparison that everyone's made at this point, but I feel like the closest I've gotten to a Super Metroid is Dark Souls, and I don't want a Metroid game that's like Dark Souls, but I want that same feeling of being isolated, having no idea what I'm doing, no one telling me what to do, just kind of working it all out through environmental hints or just trying stuff out, seeing what works. That would be awesome to have again.
Figuring out the map as well. Like, the very original Metroid didn't have the map, but that made it a bit too hard.
Yeah.
Super Metroid was the perfect in between.
Yeah, and I feel like Super Metroid's map was so intricately designed in that there were so many back doors into areas that you could explore, and if you mastered the wall jump, you could get to places out of order, and that's
Secrets
another
breaking.
Dark Souls-y comparison. Yeah, I think my favourite part about Super Metroid was when I could reliably wall jump, the world just opened up. Like, you didn't have to do it to beat the game, but I just felt like I had mastered my domain once I had a hang on that move, and I haven't had that feeling again since. I want that again.
Yeah, I just want them to pay attention to all the games in the series, in both design and philosophy. Because Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, I know it's not the most popular one, but I really liked it, considering the medium.
Yeah, that's why I want to play AM2R. Like, it's a more palatable version of that for me, who doesn't really have the nostalgia for that original version. But yeah, I totally agree.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So yeah, I guess those are all of our predictions. Anyone want some crazy wild cards in at the end, or
achievements
predicted out? Oh man, yes.
I just thought of that.
Yes, please. Yes,
one for
please.
Super Metroid that says kill the animals, and one that says save the animals.
That would be so good.
Because ATDQ is on at the moment.
Oh, I'm so sad I'm missing that because I'm working at the moment. That's the most fun thing.
You just have to tune in for Super Metroid.
I feel like a horrible person saying it, but trophies and achievements, mainly trophies right now because I'm kind of entrenched in the Vita PS4 at the moment, but it's such, I don't know, it keeps you playing the games and it keeps you playing them more than you probably would have otherwise. At least for me, like a lot of the time I'll go back through a game and do different choices to see what's new and also to get the trophies for it.
Yeah, it's like considering new options. And having it like as a counter, like either a gamer score or a trophy level.
Yeah, either something that's like a meta score outside of the game that kind of, I don't know, it's very self-centered, but it shows, what games you enjoy. People can see the games you put the most effort into, and I'm sure no one really checks to see which specific achievements or trophies you have, because who really cares that much? But it's just a nice extra bonus thing. I would love that. I'm glad you brought that up.
It would be cool.
Cool. Well, yeah, I guess that's it for the predictions. I guess we'll finish off for the moment and come back to let you know of all of our future plans for the Switchmas. Hello, we are back from our short break of toothaches and just general getting prepared. Yes, Daniel has a very sore face. Everyone send him nice messages on Twitter. If you want to do that...
He's getting a tooth ripped out tomorrow.
If you don't, I'll bash you. Anyway,
that's
continue.
what Troy's going to do. If you want
and he's got a shaven head now. He looks like the type who would.
He's a true bearded hitman. But if you want to send nice messages to Daniel, he is at Worthintendo, WORTHINTENDO.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
And Bingo, what's his name, Mo?
Send
you can
him
look at the videos I post up from Final Fantasy 15 and
They're great.
Stupid stats from my 3DS.
They're alright.
And you should send messages to Troy telling him not to inflict harm on his co-hosts.
And that he is the most loveliest of boys.
He is a lovely boy. Just send him a tweet at StewReview, #lovelyboy. I think that would be the best thing to do.
If you don't put the hashtag in there, I won't read it.
No, that's the only way you can get his attention these days. You have to just appeal to his lovely side.
Yeah.
He does enjoy puns. Puns is the way to get on his good side.
Can I tell my latest one?
Go for it.
Sure.
So, spiders, when you put like ice cream in a soft drink, can you do that with carbonated apple juice or sparkling apple juice? Because you can call it the spider insider. Sorry, I'm derailing it.
The thing is there a carbonated cider?
Yeah, you can get sparkling apple juice.
Like the appetizer. It sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try
that.
that.
Would actually be quite nice with like vanilla ice cream.
I'm going to try that before Friday, and I'll report back on that.
Hashtag spider insider. CIDER.
Yes.
Speaking of Friday.
Yes.
Speaking of Friday, there are a couple of things on the site to give you all that you need to know ahead of Friday. All of the coverage of the last week of the rumour mill is all there, so if you want to know what all the other people with probably more informed sources than us have been saying, go there, you'll find it out. And probably the most useful thing is all of the times for the Switch presentation in Australia are on the site as well. So go there. I know that in WA it's at midday, so that works out well for me.
3 p.m. on my side of the country, East Coast.
3 p.m. over there. But yeah, go have a look at the site. I don't know if there's more time zones. I think there might be. Daylight savings confuses me, but it's all taken into account.
There are more than 2 time zones in the world, Stephen.
But there's 5 in Australia at the moment.
My word.
Really?
Yep.
God, it was a stupid country.
It's 4 or 5. Anyway.
What does Norfolk Island come under?
Well, whatever your time zone is, Norfolk Island or not, so we're going to be doing some Vookcasty coverage of Switchmas when it comes on Friday. So, unfortunately, Daniel won't be here because he's working like a reasonable, responsible adult. And I assume probably couldn't get time off. But I got time off, so that's nice. Well, maybe that. And I have it on good authority that Troy will be there as well.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe other people?
Pikachu. We can get a Pikachu soundboard in again.
To be confirmed. TBC. But yeah,
It'll be recording on the Discord.
Yes, yeah, just like the last... We did it for the Switch reveal, wasn't it?
The NX reveal, yeah.
Ah, that's right. So yeah, we're going to do that again. Troy will tell you how to get into the Discord in a few moments, but basically we will be having sort of an informal chat ahead of time. It worked out well, sort of us on voice and just talking with everyone there, which was kind of fun. Then we'll watch the whole thing and have a more formal-ish recorded chat afterwards about what the heck we think about it, and I'm kind of excited to do it. Yeah, that was super fun last time, and it'll probably be even more exciting with actual concrete details this time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And hopefully a longer than 2-minute video to talk about.
We can only hope. We can only game explain so many times.
We got, like a 30-minute talk out of that, didn't we?
We let our imaginations get the best of us for that one.
Yeah. So I should stop making fun of Game Explain. We're just as bad.
I've started watching their stuff. I think they... there's not a lot of Nintendo coverage on the internet, so I'll take whatever I can get.
Well, speaking of the Discord, if we rewind it back 18th century style, Troy has things to say about it. I don't know. Troy?
To 245 members.
Woo!
That's the big milestone. I reckon we'll crack 250 for the Switchmas recording, but we'll see. I am looking to start organising the game nights again, starting probably the weekend after Switchmas.
With a codename Steam Week.
Perhaps.
Entire week dedicated to Codename Steam.
Yes!
I'm actually trying to focus on a couple of indie games this month. So we got Fast Racing Neo and Runbow.
Ooh.
So
Is Rumbo online?
yeah, and
Holy shit, didn't even know that.
9 players. So the more the merrier. Unless we have 10 players, and that's got to be really sad.
Yeah, then it's slightly less merry when someone's left out. Hopefully we have a multiple of 9 players.
Or even if you split into groups. Anyway, we'll figure that out on the nights.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have a link in the description somewhere to join the Discord. It's basically, if you're not familiar, a group chat, like chat room. A whole bunch of people part of the community of Vooks and Nintendo games in Australia. They're all great.
Basically, if you ever used IRC back in the day, it's like that, but like way better.
Or
if you
Facebook group chat or something. But
Yeah,
there's voice
or
chat in
if
there
you
as well,
use,
because Wii U doesn't.
Yes, yeah, because we can't do that on the system. Hopefully that won't be a thing we require for a long time. But for the meantime, Discord works really well as a voice chat for games and non-games.
Who knows if we'll need it for when the Switch comes out, but
Guess we'll find
come
out.
join us for the live podcast on Friday, 3 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern time. I reckon we'll
Midday
do it like a
Western.
pre-show, maybe half an hour before.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear. We'll work it all out.
All you need to do is join the Vookcast voice channel. You won't be able to talk, but you'll be able to listen to us.
We'll read what you say and react to it like professional
Yeah.
podcasters.
Well, last time we took questions and we answered them. We'll let you know of the specifics on the day, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think everybody had a lot of fun on the
I
last
had a
one.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I still got the Vookcast channel up, and it's like Twitch chat, basically.
Just a beautiful mess.
It was a lot of fun.
Just you wait till I'm taking part of the actual chat when I'm...
Oh yeah, that's right. Daniel won't be there on the chat, or in the voice chat, but he's told us he will be there in spirit and text, so that should be something to look forward to.
Expect many stupid, goofy pictures, I don't know.
So yeah, that's the Discord update. Thanks, Troy.
No wuckers.
No wuckers.
Isn't that great?
I'm just going to finish it there because I don't know how to follow up wuckers. We have reviews on the site. They're still a thing because games still occasionally come out. I'm working on a review for 7th Dragon 3 code VFD. It's a long game. Takes a while to do. It's a fun game. I'm generally positive on it.
Oh yeah, it's a great... I mean, I'm way ahead of you at it. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
It's a great sort of old school dungeon crawler. And the customization is just... Oh.
So yeah, expect that soon. And Troy has Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, or SMTiva, as I am going to officially call it from now on.
All the JRPGs.
He's working on that to the best of my knowledge. So yeah.
I've got it all written up, just have to pretty it up and proofread it and stuff.
Well, there you go. Look forward to that. But yeah, that's it for us. So thanks for listening. Another episode. We'll catch you again very soon before the end of the week, and I hope you have a good time until then. Goodbye, all of my friends.
Make sure you brush and floss regularly to avoid tooth decay.
Tooth decay.